To all my viewers that are of the age, take a shot for every Sauron Dash shipper you find in the comments. Our first Friends Forever issue of 2017 features Rainbow Dash and Sauron.
Oh my god, I love this ship! I write fanfiction of them all the time! Ooh, I hope they kiss in this comic!
That's nice, Kevin, no one cares. When Sauron begins to doubt his worth as a Wonderbolt, he decides to head off to a remote mountain range, and Rainbow Dash is sent to get him back. So what's good? I really like the development that Sauron got here. He always seemed to be the most easygoing and least coordinated of the team, which was a contrast to other members like Spitfire and Fleetfoot. This comic expands on that idea a bit more by going into his insecurities about his position on the team. Rainbow Dash excelled at just about every stage leading up to her becoming a Wonderbolt, and everyone around her kept telling her that she was sure to get in eventually. Sauron, on the other hand, had to work several times harder because while he had some natural ability, the skills didn't come to him as easily as they did for ponies like Dash, and he didn't have the same support system that she had. Sauron had to struggle to get to where he is, and because of that, he's constantly trying to prove to himself more than anyone else that he deserves to stay. So when he does mess up, he takes it a lot harder than someone normally would. Imagine getting into a university with extremely high admission standards, but you only got in by the skin of your teeth. You're gonna end up looking at your peers and mentally interpreting the gap between you and them as something bigger than it actually is. Now, there were plot points that I thought were gonna be negatives, but the story ends up addressing them before I even have room to complain. Why doesn't Spitfire go to get Sauron herself if she's so worried about him? Because she still feels guilty for trying to replace him at Rainbow Falls. Okay, well, Sauron clearly doesn't see it that way, so they're gonna have to have a conversation about this if they want to patch things up, and with the way things are going, it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. Oh, wait, never mind. I gotta commend Christina Rice for making sure that every plot point she brought up was addressed and resolved, because there have been stories in the past that have introduced elements that don't go anywhere. The comic also deserves credit for addressing one of, if not the biggest complaint that people had about Rainbow Falls and using it to its advantage. Now, as for the art...
Wait, what about that changeling that was in the bar? Don't you have any thoughts about that?
No, Kevin, because there were more important things to cover, like, you know, the actual story. As I was saying, Tony Fleek stepped his game up for this issue and pulls off some beautiful backgrounds. This has got to be his second best comic, right behind T-Rex Fiendship issue. You can tell that there was effort put into both the environments and the characters that inhabit them. Not only that, but Fleeks makes smart decisions when it comes to his color choices. Take this 2-page spread for example. Now, both the environment and the main characters are mostly blue, so it would have been easy for them to get lost in the background. But there were certain steps taken to avoid that. Firstly, the characters were dressed in brown coats, which contrasts with the blue background and helps Dash and Sauron pop out from the mountains. The image also takes advantage of Dash's rainbow trail to not only help her and Sauron pop out even more, but also convey a clear line of action to direct the reader's eye. Your eyes naturally flow in the direction they're supposed to because you have that line of action guiding you. And the overall spread is able to depict a sequence of events without using words, and yet you still know exactly what's happening. It's this type of attention to composition that makes comics more than just books with pictures, and it's the kind of attention that the Twilight and Starlight issues severely lacked. It's almost funny that these two comics came out back to back since they're on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to composition quality. Friends Forever 36 is a great issue and an awesome way to kick out the comic's 2017 run. While I'm still a bit disappointed that Friends Forever will be ending in March, if the last two issues are as good as this one, I can at least be happy that the series went out with a bang. Speaking of which, next month Best Unicorn will be teaming up with Trixie as they work together for Sapphire Shore's next big concert. So what did you think of Friends Forever 36? Swarm that comment section below or bug me on social media, and consider supporting me through Patreon or PayPal art commissions. Until next time, keep it sketchy, folks.